Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Carolina Tessito.
And I'm Paola Guzman. Today is Friday, November 22nd of 2019. On Wednesday, the Presidential Search Committee met to discuss their process on what they're looking for in the future president of UCF. Alberto Pimentel co-founded Storbeck Pimentel and Associates and has managed hundreds of search assignments for public and private universities. Pimentel presented his plan to help select potential candidates for UCF's future president and what qualities he is looking for picking these candidates. Search Committee Chair Beverly Say said the highest point she took away from the Pimentel speaking is that they have a high diversity pool.
Alberta's walking us through it very well, and I think that the result will be that we'll get a number of candidates that will fit our university.
Some challenges the upcoming president will face include restoring the trust in donors, rebuilding management and leadership at the university, and developing UCF downtown. Their next meeting is December 9th.
You may have noticed how many college students can't live without their Juul. Nightly News reporter Jordan Markoff tells us how Student Health Services is addressing this problem.
The Great American Smokeout happens each year and helps smokers start their journey towards quitting. But this year, they're putting more focus on the dangers of e-cigarettes. Crystal Zavallo is the marketing communication specialist at Student Health Services.
We're seeing students in high school beginning smoking Juuls and e-cigarettes, so it's starting the addiction at a much younger age when brains are still in development.
UCF student Vincent DeTore smoked cigarettes for years. He tells me some of the changes he sees now that he uses an e-cigarette.
Got my sense of smell back. My sense of taste is much better than it was for years.
Students could take a survey to learn more about the long-term effects of smoking. They could also sign the banner to show their support towards people that are quitting. UCF student Olivia Clark is addicted to her Juul.
You know, at the end of the day, we have no long-term research or facts on it, so we really don't know what's going to happen in the end, but we're all going to die someday, right?
UCF has been a smoke-free campus since 2012. Student Health Services offer smoking cessation classes to anyone that wants to quit. In Orlando, Jordan Markoff, UCF Nightly News.
Zavallo reminds students that it is illegal to smoke and vape indoors in the state of Florida. Student government plans to introduce a new way of getting around campus next semester.
Nightly News reporter Eddie Messel is live at Memory Mall Spin intended to launch their partnership with UCF today. Eddie?
Yes, Paola, Spin, the e-scooter company, was supposed to be here for a safety meeting outside on Memory Mall, but at first, here's a quick look at a video given to us by student government, a look at what students are possibly in store for. Student Body Government Vice President Madeline Mills, and she told me that they're not out here today because of a conflict between the contract between UCF and Spin. But she also assured me that they are not sure yet when the next safety meeting is going to be, but for now, we're live here at Memory Mall. Eddie Messel, UCF Nightly News.
Thanks, Eddie. Paula, do you remember when we went to San Antonio and rode those e-scooters?
Yeah, it was really fun, but I remember we could only ride them on the street and not on the sidewalk.
I remember that too. I wonder what the policy will be on UCF's campus next semester.
I guess we'll have to wait until next semester to find out. UCF Collegiate cybersecurity team Hack at UCF scored second place out of more than 100 teams in the national competition. It is called the Cyber Force competition and it is put on by the UCF Department of Energy. According to the competition's website, it focuses on the defensive/hardening nature of energy cyber infrastructure. UCF had 6 students from the College of Engineering and Science compete on the team. UCF placed first in a day-long regional competition, also put on by the Department of Energy, competing against 23 teams from schools across the nation.
UCF is working towards building a teaching hospital in Lake Nona. In the past, the university worked with Advent Health and Orlando Health, even using them to win approval to start the medical school in 2006. Medical students were able to get their rotations with the hospital, but with a new partnership that will change. UCF partnered with HCA Healthcare, a for-profit hospital chain and rival. This partnership caused Advent Health to end their affiliation with UCF. UCF medical students are now barred from completing their rotations at Advent Health and Orlando Health hospitals, switching to HCA hospitals. In the 46 weeks of this year, 45 school shootings have occurred.
These tragedies take place all over the country at elementary schools, high schools, and on college campuses. Nightly News reporter Jayla Wilkes is here in the studio and has more information on how students can stay safe on campus in case of any active shooter. Jayla?
Yes, gun safety has proven to be a prevalent issue both nationally and locally. Shootings that occurred this past week have proven that education on how to stay safe in the case of a public or school shooting is always a need. Just last week, 2 people were killed and 4 others were injured in a Santa Clarita, California school shooting. UCF PD says understanding 3 important options, run, hide, and fight, can help you survive an armed attack. If you can escape a dangerous situation safely, you should run. If you cannot escape, find a place to hide. As a last resort, if you cannot run or hide, you must fight for your life. UCF PD demonstrating this video explains the run, hide, and fight method. UCF police officers train regularly to prepare for a variety of emergencies, including active shooter situations. In the case of any emergency, UCF PD always sends an alert by text message and email to all students and faculty. Keeping you safe is the top priority. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Jayla. If you have any concerns about your safety on campus, please visit UCF PD on Lieber Drive.
And if you need any counseling or just someone to talk to, CAPS holds online therapy sessions, or you can make an appointment by visiting caps.ucf.edu.
So Caitlin, Paula, looks like that normal Florida warm weather is coming back.
Yeah, it was a little bit warmer when I came in this morning. Caitlin, what can you tell us about the weather?
So the weather today, that's right, the Florida weather front, the cold front, it's quickly coming to an end. So let's see how the weather on campus is looking today. The sun has been shining at Memory Mall with barely any clouds. There's good boys and good girls on campus just enjoying the weather. We have some people still in their sweater weather, drinking their coffee, and the majority of people, for the most part, they ditch their jackets and they're enjoying the light breeze. Overall, it's some good fall weather. Now let's take a look at the current conditions today. Today we have it's currently 74 degrees outside. The humidity is at 56%. The winds are coming out of the south at just about 5 miles per hour, and there's no chance of rain today, so you do not have to worry about bringing that rain jacket. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Caitlin. Coming up, find out how UCF is helping LGBTQ+ students prepare for the holidays.
Plus, Transgender Awareness Week concluded this week. Find out how UCF brought awareness to students on campus.
UCF students are gearing up to celebrate Thanksgiving, and thanks to SG, somehow learned how to celebrate the holiday from different perspectives. Nightly news reporter Amber Pellicone gives us a look.
SGA introduced Festivals of the World, a new event highlighting different countries and how they give thanks. Each table around the Cape Florida Ballroom in the Student Union represented a country and gave a glimpse into its culture with decorations and a sample of a signature dish or dessert. SGA Diversity and Inclusion Coordinator Rodney Graham put on this event, hoping students would try and learn something new.
In this season of Thanksgiving, we can highlight different festivals that other people celebrate while giving thanks. So like Argentina, they're giving thanks to the harvest for grapes, and Ghana, they're giving thanks for the yam harvest for that year. And then Liberia, they're giving harvest to their freedom.
International student Erica Ricci is one of many students that enjoyed this event.
I'm an international student, so I'm really curious about other cultures and stuff and try different foods from different countries.
While Erica is excited to spend her first Thanksgiving here in America, other students like Edward Ong came to Festivals of the World and were reminded of home.
Especially with like China over there, like the moon cakes. As someone who's like Chinese myself, we actually do eat like a lot of moon cakes on Thanksgiving.
With Thanksgiving right around the corner, Edward says he was able to look at this event from a different perspective.
It helps create a more better sense of familiarity and help bridge the cultural gap between each one, ultimately creating a more unified student body.
Students are encouraged to add some foods they tried at Festivals of the World to their Thanksgiving celebrations. Reporting in Orlando, Amber Pellicone, UCF Nightly News.
Though this is the first time SG put on Festivals of the World, they say they plan to continue this event for Thanksgivings to come.
Thanksgiving is a time where families get together to spend quality time with each other, but for some, the holiday brings stress. The Lavender Council hosts Friendsgiving to bring together LGBTQ+ students before the holidays. The goal is to talk about how students can manage stress that may come from returning home for the holidays. Lavender Council member Kristen Rodriguez says students are sometimes afraid of family members not accepting their social orientation.
LGBTQ+ students, especially on campus, sometimes it's really hard to go home for the holidays because they might not be going home to accepting homes. So we like to have this event to kind of like bring together a bunch of people and provide that kind of like chosen family vibe.
Who says sharing different coping mechanisms helps students manage these situations.
UCF student government shares their renewed partnership with Lyft. The partnership provides students with safe, reliable, and free transportation. SG says students can take up to 2 rides for $7.50 per month in the designated area surrounding UCF. Students can also ride with a credit of $15 for 2 rides between UCF downtown and Orlando International Airport. To be eligible to take advantage of the promo codes, you can download the Lyft app and enter SGA NOV19 for the month of November. Visit UCFSGA.com for more information. Are these cold temperatures here to stay? Caitlin will tell us after the break.
Plus, UCF tries to make it back to the moon. NASA funds 2 UCF projects focusing on returning to the moon. More coming back after the break. This week, the nation celebrates and honors and joins in solitude for the transgender community. Transgender Awareness Week runs from November 12 to November 19. The purpose of the annual Awareness Week is to raise visibility for transgender people and issues faced by people around the world. UCF found new ways to show support to the LGBTQ+ community this year, celebrating the whole week with students. Pride Commons collaborated with the Counseling and Psychological Services team to implement activities like Paint Your Own Rock, which celebrated and brought remembrance to the transgender community. The conclusion of the week led to Transgender Day of Remembrance, which is every year on November 20th. The CAPS Trans Care Team and Pride Commons continue to look for new ways to educate students on the obstacles faced by transgender people every day.
Last time we saw a man on the moon, it was over 50 years ago. Going to the moon is something many people have dreamed of, but right now, thanks to NASA, UCF will really be able to reach for the stars. UCF receives over $100,000 from NASA's Flight Opportunities Program, allowing researchers to use suborbital flights to test technology. 2 UCF projects are funded by NASA with hopes to return to the moon. Helping scientists understand lunar dust, these projects will test how to prevent dust damage to the equipment and spacecraft. Philip Metzger is one of 3 scientists working on this project and invented the instrument they use.
I came up with a method of measuring the lunar dust as a vehicle is landing on the moon. Not just dust, but also sand and gravel. And I've spent about 20 years investigating.
The engineered unit will go onto a Maston rocket and take it out to the Mojave Desert to be installed and perform a series of flights. Metzger hopes to have other programs with NASA in the future to perform more tests.
It might be time to put away your long sleeves and sweaters for now.
Yes, I hear the weather might be looking a little warmer. Caitlin, can you tell us what type of weather we should look forward to during Thanksgiving break?
Yes, I can. Let's go ahead and look at our state highs. We have up in Tallahassee a good 74. Jacksonville, we have 76 degrees. Right here in Orlando, we're looking at 77 for the state high. Tampa, 78. And Miami is at a good 79, still warm. Now let's look at our state lows. Now up in Tallahassee, a little bit chillier at 59. Jacksonville's going to be the chilliest today at 57 low. Right in here in Orlando, 58. Tampa's at 60, and Miami's still keeping it a little warm at 70. Let's look at our 5-day forecast. So tomorrow and Saturday, we have a high of 80 and a low of 63, no chance of rain. Sunday, we have high of 75, low of 53, 30% chance of rain. On Monday, no chance of rain at all. We're looking at 70 high, 50 low. Tuesday, we have 75 high, 60 low, 20% chance of rain. And Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving, high of 81, low of 61, 20% chance of rain. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Thanks, Caitlin. Up next, see how the UCF volleyball team is preparing for their conference tournament.
Plus, the UCF football team is at Tulane this weekend. All this and more after the break.
Welcome back, Knights fans. I'm Amber Pellicone, and here's today's UCF Sports Update. This year's the 40th Florida Blue Florida Classic, where Florida A&M University and Bethune-Cookman University rival once again. The Night of Distinction is a night to honor important figures within both institutions for their contributions. Event attendees mixed and mingled while enjoying live entertainment and honoring award recipients. The CEO of Knights of Distinction says that this event was done out of tradition.
This is the biggest classic on the planet, and when you think about college athletics in particular, this is an experience that we should all strive to go attend live, because I think it's one of the great parts of what is college athletics. So we're excited about it. Night of Distinction is a way to kind of celebrate that and kick it off.
The Florida Classic will take place tomorrow at the Camping World Stadium at 3:30 p.m. On Saturday, the UCF Knights come back from a bye week to take on the Tulane Green Wave. The last time the Knights played the Green Wave was in 2016, winning 37-6. The Knights hope to bounce back from their road loss against Tulsa on November 8th. Knights head coach Josh Heupel looks to how the Knights can take over the Green Waves on Saturday.
And then we got to play smart pre-snap and post-whistle penalties. Can't give away yards. And to go on the road in this conference, play a good football team, which we are, those are things that you got to do to give yourself a chance to win.
And the Knights are looking to avoid 2 straight losses. You can catch this game against Tulane this Saturday at noon. UCF Volleyball will host the first AAC tournament today at the venue. The Knights will take on the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes in the quarterfinals. The Knights are the number 3 seed in the tournament after finishing 14-2 in conference play and second in the East Division behind the Cincinnati Bearcats. This will be the second meeting of the season between the Knights and the Golden Hurricane. The Knights won the first meeting in a 3-0 sweep. The winner will move on the semifinal game on Saturday. The game is set for 3:30 p.m. And UCF men's soccer will start the NCAA tournament play on Saturday. The Knights will play the winner of the Missouri State and Denver game. The Knights are the number 9 seed in the NCAA tournament after losing the AAC championship against SMU. Forward Cal Jennings will need more help from the Knights' offense if the team is going to make a run in the tournament. Jennings has scored 16 of the Knights' 41 goals this season. The Knights will look to bounce back on Sunday. The game is set for 6 p.m. Sunday night at UCF Soccer Complex. And that's all the time for right now. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week.
UCF Nightly News. If you got a story idea, send it our way. You can reach us at nightlynews@gmail.com. And tune in next week when the new Nightly News class takes over.
Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
And happy holidays! You could say Amber and I finish each other's sentences.